Good morning. This is the first English session of the week. I am going to teach you the lesson Tsunami from the Honeydew book of class 8. Have you ever seen a disaster movie where a volcano erupts and engulfs the entire city? People scramble around, run helter-skelter to save their lives. Oh my God, what a scene of horror and terror a tsunami is. Everything just vanishes, is destroyed in a blink of an eye. But let me tell you children, it is not only in movies that we see such things happen. Actually, movies are inspired from such incidents. So now, before I move on to the stories from the lesson, let me tell you when these incidents happened and where. A huge wave of tsunami hit the archipelago islands and also Thailand. Now the stories that I am going to narrate or tell you have all happened in the coast of Tamil Nadu and Thailand and in the archipelago and the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Okay, so just the day after Christmas, that is on December 26th in the year 2004, a huge wave of tsunami hit the coast of Tamil Nadu and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Now, people were in panic. Now, first, let me narrate to you or tell you the story of Ignatius, Ignatius was the manager of a cooperative society in Kutch. So, this man, Ignatius, he worked as a manager in Kutch. What happened? His wife felt the tremors of earthquake. Ignatius, and she woke him up at 6 a.m. in the morning. What Ignatius did, he woke up and the first thing that he did was to remove his television set from his table and he put it on the ground. Why did he do that? So that his television set would not fall and break. Now next what happened, the family rushed out of the house. Why did they rush out of the house? Yes, obviously to save their lives because their lives were in danger. When the tremors stopped, they saw the sea rising. In the chaos and confusion, two of his children, that is the children of Ignatius, caught hold of the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed in the opposite direction. In such a situation, actually what happens, one is not able to think. One's mind doesn't work. One is not able to think. In such a situation, what the person is supposed to do? Same was their condition also. His wife was also swept away. His children were swept away. His wife was also swept away. Ignatius and 3 other children, they somehow managed to save their lives. So this is the story of Ignatius, his wife and children. It was only Ignatius along with 3 other children who managed to escape. They somehow managed to survive. Now, next, we have the story of Sanjeev. Now, Sanjeev was a policeman serving in the Kutch island of the Nicobar group of islands. Now, he somehow managed to escape himself. But what happened, He heard the cries for help of his cook's wife. So what he did, he jumped into the water to save her life. But unfortunately, as you see here, both of them were swept away. Now, see, this is a very sad story of Sanji. He tried to save his own life as well as the life of the cook's wife. But unfortunately, they could not survive. The powerful waves of tsunami washed them away completely, and that is how they lost their lives. Now, let us move on to the next story. The next story is of a 13-year-old girl called Meghna. She was also swept away along with her parents and 70 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding on to a wooden door. 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead, but they did not see her. See, it was her bad luck. She could see the relief helicopters overhead. She was even shouting for help. But unfortunately, the helicopters did not see her. Then next, what happened? Let us see. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. Now this girl, obviously, she was in a state of shock. She didn't know what was happening. Why were such things happening? She was really in a state of shock, deeply depressed and sad. Next, we move on to the story of Almas Javed. Now, Almas Javed was 10 years old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. Her mother, Rahila Zone, was in the Nankauri Island. But do you know why did they go there? They went there to celebrate Christmas because, as I told you earlier, it was Christmas time. Though these incidents have happened on the day after Christmas, that is 26 December 2004. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Almas's father saw the sea water recede. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. And really the waves of tsunami came rushing back with great force. And do you know what happened after that? Let's see what happened. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. He didn't even know what had come and hit his head, but he happened to fall down. So he was washed away by the giant waves of tsunami. Almas's mother and aunt stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree and they too were washed away. So you see how powerful the waves of tsunami are. It just washes away, destroys life, destroys poverty, destroys property, doesn't leave anyone, anything. It is simply so disastrous. Such scenes are full of terror and horror. It makes one hysterical. One doesn't understand what to do and what not to do. Almas saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it. Now why did she do that? Obviously she thought, if I climb on to that log of wood, I will be able to save my life. So therefore she took that decision and she climbed on to that log of wood to save her life. Let's see what happened. She was in hospital in Kamota because she had fainted after that. She didn't know anything. When she regained consciousness, she found herself in a hospital in Kamota. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She's still traumatized. She's still in a state of shock. She She does not even understand. Mind is not ready to accept, to believe that the waves of tsunami can be so powerful, killing all her family members. Therefore, she was in a state of deep shock. Okay, children, now let us have a recap of whatever I said just now. If you remember, I told you tsunami is a very powerful wave. It happens because of the earthquake under the sea. Now the same thing happened here. Yes. Do you remember? Now let us recap the story of Ignatius. What was he and what did he do? He was manager in a cooperative society in Kutch. Yes. Now his wife woke him up. You remember? I told you. But were their family members able to save their lives? No. All his family members were washed away. Only this man, that is Ignatius, he was able to save his life and the lives of other children. Now, if I ask you a question, do you think tsunami is that powerful so as to wash away everything, destroy everything? Yes. The stories that I told you is a testimony to that. And natural disaster, it doesn't spare anyone. It just comes and takes away everything. Everything is swept away in a fraction of a second. Now that is what happens here. And you see, but Ignatius, Sanjeev, Almas, all of them, they tried to handle the situation of tsunami very, very bravely and courageously. So, what we can say is that it was their ill luck. It was their fate. So, they were killed. But, children, can you imagine what must have happened to the survivors? Yes, of course, they were in a great shock. They had lost all their near ones and dear ones. Very difficult. Such situations are indeed very difficult to handle. But, one has to try to overcome all these problems and come out of it. Now, children, I'll give you some questions to answer. Okay, let us take it as a comprehension check. Now, first of all, who was Ignatius? Where was he working? Where did he work? How could he save his own life? How did he manage to save his own life? Yes. Okay. Now, I move on to my next question. Where did Sanjeev work? Was he able to save his own life? Okay, now tell me, what happened to Almas Javed? Then, her family members, were they saved or were they totally washed away by the powerful waves of tsunami? Okay. Now, children, so we learn certain things from these stories. What do we learn? Yeah, let me tell you what do we learn. When we come across such situations, we have to be very bold, very brave, and of course, presence of mind is very, very important because we have to act immediately. If we fail to act immediately, we will be surely washed away by the powerful waves. Though the waves of tsunami do not give us any time to react. Of course, it all depends on our fate and on our luck. But still, from our side, we have to try our best, not only to save our own lives, but to save the lives of our family members, and as far as possible to help others also. That is, we live in a society, so we have to learn to help each other, we have to be cooperative, and we have to learn to move together. Yes, and after that we can leave it to God. But from our side, we have to try our best. So, children, don't you think these stories are stories of courage, bravery, and of course survival? We have to act very courageously, very bravely in such situations. If we do not do so, if we become hysterical, then we may not be able to react immediately. We may not be able to take the correct decision also. And if we are not courageous, we are not bold, we are not brave, then we will be a failure. So, we must not only help our own selves, we must also help others, our family members, our children, the entire society. So, these stories which I told you just now are stories of number 1, courage, number 2, survival, bravery, and of course, the most important is that presence of mind, very important. Only then you will be able to take the correct decision. Failing which, obviously everything you have to just leave it to the powerful waves of tsunami. Now, all these stories, children, don't you think, of course, about all natural disasters, but don't you think it must have been very sad moments for the family members? Why? Obviously, because they lost all their near ones and dear ones. But as you know, life must go on. Yes, we can never forget the loss of our near and dear ones. But we have to get up with conviction. We have to get ready to face every situation in our lives. And of course, we have to move ahead in our lives. Otherwise, we will be failures not only for ourselves, but for the entire society and of course for our family as well. So children, my suggestion, my advice to you is never give up. Always be very, very optimistic. Never be pessimistic. Come what may. Act with courage, act with bravery, and I am sure you all will be able to face all kinds of situations in life, good or bad. And of course, you know, every coin has two sides. So, our life also has got good side, bad side. So, let us take it as something like a nightmare that happened and let us forget about that. It is our duty to move ahead in our life. So, children, please go through this